welcome to episode 4 of the Oxnard Union EdTech podcast. I am Jay Sorensen. This week, a team of us went down to the Grossmont Union High School District in El Cajon, east of San Diego. The team included Mari Cruz Hernandez, Director of Instructional Support Services, Josh Chancer, the Social Science Learning Design Coach, and a couple science teachers, Shannon Kleeman and Norma Salcido, and myself. We went to Grossmont, which is a similar district to ours. It is also a high school district with a fairly similar population, a lot of English learners, and a high immigrant population. Dr. McCoy saw Grossmont present at the Q conference in Palm Springs, and they were talking about how they're using open educational resources. These are resources that are available for free to anyone that wants to access them. They are taking these resources that already exist in combination with some resources that they have from their own teachers, and they are gathering them. It is a curation, not creation process, where they're just gathering the resources and organizing them by subject, by standard. And this allows them to customize their curriculum, and it also allows them to save money on not purchasing textbooks. Their plan is to never purchase another textbook once this is adopted. They're about a year out from adopting it officially as their curriculum in the areas of science and social science. With that money that they save, they can then put it towards things like putting devices in students' hands. Another thing that came up while we were there, the man that we met with talked about the SAMR model, and I want to introduce, most of you probably are not familiar with the SAMR model. Some of you might have heard of it, but the SAMR model is a way of viewing technology integration in the classroom. So it works up from substitution to redefinition. So the first level in the SAMR model is substitution, and that's where the technology is just a direct substitute. Nothing really changes. Essentially, you go from writing an assignment to typing an assignment, and there's no real enhancement there. The next is augmentation. This is where you are taking the technology is not just substituting it, but there is some sort of functional improvement. So the substitution and augmentation levels are in the enhancement. So the tech is enhancing it, but there's no real transformation taking place. Moving up to modification, this is where the tech allows for significant task redesign. So it really is changing what you can do. And then the ultimate is redefinition. This is where the tech allows for the creation of new tasks that were previously not possible without the modern technology. And when we get into those, that is actually transforming what we are doing in our classroom. Now, don't look at this as we are working towards redefinition and everything we do has to be at the redefinition level. There are times where technology is not even helpful, does not improve anything, and probably shouldn't be used. But there are other times where the technology, just by substituting or augmenting what we do, is enough. But we do also want to have on our radar that we want to work up towards modification and redefinition at times. There are also some fancier or cuter explanations of the SAMR model, as well as a short video that I included in the newsletter. So check those out and keep the SAMR model in the back of your mind as you are integrating technology into your classroom. It was brought to my attention that there are still people that are not fully aware of what's going on with our LMS user group. So we currently have a LMS user group that is meeting regularly. We began by discussing what it is that we want to accomplish with an LMS or a learning management system. We looked in depth at what we currently have, which is D2L, um, what it can do, what it can't do, the pros and cons of it. We, in our group, have narrowed things down to looking at Canvas and Google Classroom, which technically is not an LMS but has many of the same functions. We are going to be deciding what we want to do as a district. If we were to bring on Google Classroom, it would involve bringing on the entire Google suite of apps, meaning we need to get student accounts for Google for all of our students for them to be able to access Google Classroom. We were having our next LMS meeting on April 19th. And if you haven't been a part of the process, we still would invite you to join us for that discussion. We have pilots currently going on across the district in both Canvas and Google Classroom. All right, well, that brings us to the end and spring break, and I hope that you all enjoy your time off. And thanks for joining me for the Oxnard Union EdTech Podcast.